session 5 of the spiritual world. John 10:10 says, "The thief comes in order to steal, kill and destroy. But I have come in order that you may have life, life in all its fullness." This is the whole point why we need to be alert to what is not of God. Because while God brings life, Satan brings destruction. If we saw the destructive power of evil for what it was, we wouldn't get caught up in it. But Satan is a great deceiver. In 2 Corinthians 11:3, Paul says to the people of Corinth, "But I'm afraid that just as Eve was deceived by the serpent's cunning, your minds may somehow be led astray from your sincere and pure devotion to Christ." Then further on in verse 14, "And no wonder, for Satan himself masquerades as an angel of light. It's not surprising that if his servants also masquerade as servants of righteousness." In other words, it's easy to be fooled into thinking that something is good when it's not. We have a further warning in 1 Peter 5:8. "Be alert and of sober mind. Your enemy the devil prowls around like a roaring lion, looking for someone to devour." So not only can we be deceived, but the enemy is actively seeking to see who he can get. So how do we unintentionally get caught up in things that are not of God? It's usually out of curiosity. I remember when I was 14, the youth group came over to our place after church for supper. And someone had the idea, why don't we tear out little letters of the alphabet, put them around the table, put a glass in the middle and we'll put our fingers on it. We did. And the glass began to move. And we're also, "Oh, you're pushing it." "No, I'm not touching it." We gave up very quickly and nothing happened. But a very incidental thing that had faded from my memory until 20 odd years later when I was baptised in the Spirit. And this memory came back very quickly and God was saying to me, "I want you to confess that." It shows how seriously he takes dabbling in the occult stuff, even though nothing came out of it, even though it was just done for fun. But there's another story of a time when the same sort of thing, a group of uni students in college had a party in their room, thought, hey, wouldn't it be fun to hold a séance? Only this time something did happen. And the chaplain who lived on campus was woken in the early hours of the morning by frantic knocking on his door and finding 3 lily-white girls shaking at the knees, terrified by what had actually happened, and he had to go and deal with the situation. Fascination has a power, and when it's combined with ignorance, the power of evil becomes a very dangerous thing. If we engage in spiritual activities that use power that is not of God, then we open ourselves up to get infected by spirits that are not of God, and they will then plague our lives. But ignorance is also a danger. Everyone seems to do it, so it must be okay. I know of a church lady who went to a healing group where the methods they used were definitely not of God, but she couldn't see that because they always started with the Lord's Prayer. A reminder of what it says in 1 John 4:1. Dear friends, do not believe every spirit, but test the spirits to see whether they are from God.
In Christ alone my hope is found. He is my life, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drowning storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are still, when striving cease, my comforter, my all in all, was laid